Good morning, everyone. It's May, and I'm here to do the week 1 flip in my Bible study journal for Begin with Thanksgiving. So just stay tuned. Okay, guys, so I did go ahead and get the first week done, and I've actually did it to day 10 because this video should be posting on November 10th. That's like November started kind of weird, you know what I mean? So if I'd have did it last Sunday or the first Sunday of the month, it wouldn't have been like a full week. So I did go ahead and show this in a video that should have already posted. It's a removable cover, so that way it is dimensional, as you can see. So this way, when I'm writing in my notebook, it will, you know, like not interfere with me writing. So I didn't show in the video, but I did go ahead and put some of those metal ladybugs on there. I thought they were so cute. And so, yeah, I just didn't show that in the video. The only other thing I did to the back was I took one of the extra free scripts from kit number 24, put November. I took a Daily Duo label that covers the time and wrote Begin with Thanksgiving Faith Kit. That's what I put on the back of the book. So let's go ahead and get started. So on the inside of the cover, I put this really pretty foiled journaling card that says Gather and Give Thanks. And then I used this journaling card, excuse me, from Betty Stash that says what I'm thankful for. And I put that Christ died for me, family and loved ones, health, mine and my loved ones. Food is always on the table because we tend to take for granted that a lot of people don't have that. Home and shelter, especially after Helene, I am extremely grateful for that. Talents that he blessed me with and friends that care about me. So on day 1, I did the study on Psalm 7:17. And basically, guys, what I did was I took stickers from Betty Stash. I used my daily entry right here, so number 1. And then right here is the verse address label. This is left over from kit number 24 when I did my Erin Condren hourly video. And I took the washi strips from the Daily Duo. I really utilized the rest of my leftovers from my fall kits for my planner in here. And I just wrote importance in here. These scripts are in the website. And then I just wrote in some information. A washi strip from, I believe this one was the 7x9 Daily Duo. And then it continued here, and I used some of the torn corners from the Daily Duo, and then I wrote in a prayer. So I just think it's super cute. I like the way that I'm keeping it, since it's only 30 pages in the notebooks, and, you know, there's 30 verse address labels as front and back for one sheet each day. So day 2, I used my leftovers from kit number 11 between the Erin Condren Hourly and the 7x9 Daily Duo, some Deco Pretties. I did it on Psalms 50:14. There's my little daily entry number. I wrote out my importance here, and it just continued onto the back. And I found a really cool way to use up a lot of those full boxes. So here is some leftover washi crack from kit number 28. I used the Deco Pretties with the little fall kittens drinking coffee. I thought they were super cute. I did day 3 on Psalm 68:19, and then I wrote in my importance. And then it continued on the back, and I did a little bit more of like dig deeper. There are 2 entries that I'm going to actually read what my notes are, because I had a couple of questions of how does it relate to beginning with Thanksgiving. And the kit is basically about gratitude and thankfulness. So when I get to those entries, I'll go ahead and read, and I'm sorry, read them out loud. So day number 4, I used the leftovers from kit number 32. The pumpkins that are on right here, I just went ahead and took the dimensional elements off and cut a straight line. I had made a mistake, and that was the way I covered it up. I used the leftovers from the Deco Pretty, and I did this one on Psalms 30, verse 12. And then here is my importance. And then there's the rest of it. And then the notes that I was taking, refer to Revelation 5:19 through 10, and it's basically a song. And so I went ahead and wrote the song in a different color. So on day 5, I did it on Psalms 118, 28 through 29. There's my little daily entry. These are also, leftovers from kit number 32. So I wrote in my importance. And then I continued it over here. And these are just the remaining stickers from the Decor Pretty. I mean, I really haven't used anything from the kit yet, guys, except for the verse address labels and the daily entry numbers. That's all I've used from the actual Faith Kit itself so far. So on day 6, I did Psalms 43. We call it, this is one of the entries that I got asked about. And then Psalms 40 verse 3 says, "He has put a new song in my mouth, praise to our God. Many will see it and fear it, and will trust in the Lord." And I was asked, how does that relate to Thanksgiving and gratitude and faithfulness? So let me just read what I wrote in. It says in Psalm 40, David reflects on a time when he was in a desperate situation and cried out to the Lord for help. In the midst of his distress, he testifies to God's faithfulness in answering his cries and delivering him from his troubles. This verse focuses on the idea of God giving David a new song to sing, and how this will lead many to see and fear, ultimately leading to trust in the Lord. The idea of a new song represents a fresh perspective, a renewed spirit, and a changed heart. This verse also speaks of the impact of this new song on others. It says, "Many shall see it and fear and shall trust the Lord." Fear can be defined in this verse as reverential awe or respect for God's power and faithfulness. When others witness the transformation in the psalmist's life, which is David, they will be moved to trust in the Lord as well. This demonstration shows the ripple effect of God's work in the lives of believers. When we are open about our experiences with God and share the new song that He has placed in our hearts, it has the power to impact and to influence others to also seek and trust in God. So the way that I took all of those notes to mean for me is that the more thankful and faithful that you are in the Lord, He will give you a new song in your heart, right? This was in quotations, your new song. It's your new testimony, your new witness to people, your new example, the way you live your life. You know, others are going to see it, and by extension, they're most likely going to want to fellowship in the Lord and get that experience and that happiness and that joyfulness that you have with your Lord. Others will fear it because they don't want to change their lifestyle. They don't want to come to know Jesus. They don't want to have to yet factor that into their schedule. They might be scared to openly witness that they are a Christian, they are a believer, that Christ died for our sins. But many will see it and fear it, and they will trust in the Lord. So that's where I thought, it was pretty important for the Begin with Thanksgiving study. Okay? So these are just my notes. I Google a lot. I read a lot of commentary, and then I kind of just compile what I find into my daily notes. This is not me saying this is how you are supposed to interpret the verse. That's just how I interpreted it. Okay? So here is day 7. This is also from kit number 24. I just fussy cut out of a full box the pumpkin. I wrote this day about Psalm 35:18. And then on the back here, I just continued my importance. And I felt like there were several themes in these 2 verses alone. The theme of praise, thanksgiving, communal worship, collective praise, personal testimony, and the hope and joy of worship. So on day, this was another one, Psalms 147:7 was my day 8, and it says, "Sing to the Lord with thanksgiving, sing." I'm sorry, this one wasn't it. I'm sorry. This one, I just used the leftovers from kit 32, and I wrote in my importance, and then I just carried it onto the back with some more of the cute washi in a full box and a little deco sticker. So on day 9, it was for Job 8:7. There is the verse, and then this is where I started to use a little bit from the kit. These are the brushstroke stickers. This is one of the borders, and then my notes continued on the back, and I put my border along the side of the page. Okay, it was number 10. On day 10, I did Exodus 12:2, and it says, "This month shall be your beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the new year to you." A couple of people said, well, shouldn't that be about January? I could see where somebody would think that it would be about January, but you guys have to remember, when you're in Exodus, we're talking about the Israelites are exiting, Egypt. They're being removed from bondage from Pharaoh. And so these are the notes that I took on this verse. It says this verse specifically refers to the establishment of the Hebrew calendar and the declaration of the month Nisan, or Nisan, I don't know how to pronounce this, Nisan, as the first month of the year. It makes a new beginning for the Israelites. They were about to embark on a journey of liberation and redemption, leaving their bondage of Egypt and moving towards the land that had been promised to them by God, which is the land of Canaan. It symbolizes a fresh start and a beginning of a new chapter in their history and a reason to be thankful. This concept of time symbolizes their intrinsic connection between time and that of faith. As they leave behind the oppression of Pharaoh and venture into the unknown, the sanctification of time serves as a reminder of God's presence and guidance throughout their journey. As Christians, we can celebrate God's deliverance in our own lives. We can see this verse as a reminder to align our lives with God's timing and to prioritize our relationship with God. God's new calendar for the Israelites was intended to remind them of just how much they had to be thankful for. It marked a new era for them to remind them of God's faithfulness and the miraculous events that led to their liberation. That's how I kind of tied it back to Thanksgiving, thankfulness, and gratitude. So if you guys have any questions about any of the other verses and how I might have, taken notes on it, or what I saw in the verse as something pivotal, something noteworthy, just let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed the first 10 days. I'm liking the way that this is still pretty thin. I'm liking how I'm using up a lot of my extra faith kit stickers. Planner stickers, as well as my faith kit. And so until I see you for week 2 split, y'all have a nice day. Bye.